Covering news where you live. 5 News starts with breaking news.
Our love for Morgan, her memory and her voice outlasted his life. And that love continues to shine. Her heart, Morgan's heart, shines on.
Today on your 5 News at noon, we start with that breaking news. We're getting more answers into the 1995 kidnapping of Morgan Nick, the 6-year-old who disappeared from an Alma ballpark.
Police now naming Billy Jack Links as a suspect in the case.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tiffany Lee.
And I'm Morgan Wrigley. Alma police providing new details in a press conference just an hour ago. Police tracked down the current owner of Billy Link's truck, who allowed them to investigate it. The FBI then tested the truck for DNA in 2020 and vacuumed it for evidence.
In July of 2023, Alma detective Sean Taylor discovered an advanced DNA system that could test hair with or without roots. Taylor spoke with the FBI to send the DNA evidence to a lab for testing. Well, just last month, the lab's report came back determining that the hair contained in the evidence sent in, it belonged to either Morgan's mother, Colleen Nick, or a member of Colleen's family.
Officials say nobody in the Nick family was familiar with Links and had never been inside the truck. Today, Chief Pointer officially identified Billy Jack Links as the main suspect in Morgan's disappearance.
Karen Bob and Joe Ellison are both at the Alma Police Department live. They were listening in on this press conference today. Darren and Joe, this has been a big case for years to our community. What was the reaction to this new news?
Yeah, having covered this for 29 years, in fact, the irony behind this, and we talked about this earlier, in that same courtroom was where the first several news conferences started 29 years ago. And having watched this case develop over the years, it's about finding closure, and this is one step closer to that by naming a suspect. And the effort now is to use the evidence from Billy Jack Links in whatever form it comes in to try to find where Morgan Nick is, and that is the official closure. But I think there was a lot of information that was released today from Chief Pointer, but I think a poignant part of, and you heard a little bit of it, a poignant part in this news conference was when Colleen got up to speak to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it was very emotional whenever she got up there, but, that she knew that she just had to say something, that she wanted to speak about Morgan. Here's what she had to say.
There have been an army of supporters and advocates and heroes who have rallied to uncover the truth about Morgan's disappearance, and you see those people here in this room today. And what I have to say about Billy Jack Links is that he stole Morgan from me. He stole her from her dad. And he stole her from Logan and Taryn. But he didn't see that he could never win. Because our love for Morgan, her memory and her voice outlasted his life. And that love continues to shine. Her heart, Morgan's heart, shines on.
And especially for Colleen, but not only for her, but for every single investigator that was standing up there next to her, lined up. You saw all of them. And even the community around here feels what she's saying.
We have heard from Colleen on a number of occasions. In good times when they would find evidence, when she started the Morgan Nick Foundation to help find missing kids, not only in this area, but worldwide, dare I say, and of course around the nation. She has been at the forefront of this, and we knew she was going to say something. We knew that she really wanted to say something, and she's been emotional before, but after 29 years finally having an official suspect, and what that now does is it allows police to actually focus on one person and any evidence that comes with that one person. In fact, I think Chief Pointer talked about they need the public's help with this.
Right, absolutely, and that's what he talked about, that it's not over, that they're moving forward. They want anyone to come forward that maybe knew him, maybe remembers anything from back then, and no matter how small that detail, they want people to come forward because they want to look into this.
It's interesting, he did say something to the effect of there might be someone that knows Billy Jack Links or knew him because he had died in prison in 2000. that had never come forward, that might have had a conversation with him about this case, or that Billy Jack Links may have said something to this one person about this case, and they have not come forward. The police want you to come forward now with any information that you have, no matter how small it is.
Absolutely.
All right, Tiffany Morgan, we'll send it back into you. A lot of new information today.
All right, thanks for that, Darren and Joe. Hopefully this will help lead to those answers that Colleen and her family so very well deserve. Well, now let's head over to 5 News reporter Kayla Davis on how investigators have linked Billy Jack Links to Morgan.
Yeah, Kayla is outside of the courtroom right now. Kayla, what did they say was the determining factor?
It all came down to identifying a piece of hair found in the truck that police believe Links used to abduct Morgan. DNA evidence confirms that piece of hair was either Morgan's mother, Colleen Nix's, her siblings, or her child's. This all comes after Alma police investigator Sean Taylor found out about an advanced analysis lab in Texas. They submitted the evidence originally collected by the FBI to the lab on December 1st, 2023. It wasn't until last Friday, September 27th, that they received the results that strongly indicate Morgan had been in that truck. Police say they are now redoing many interviews and refocusing on Links' activities and known associates in the area.
We spent the next few days doing follow-up interviews with members of the Nick family, which revealed that none of them knew Billy Jack Links and that none of them had been in a truck that was similar to this one.
Please take one more look at the red truck at the center of this case. Police are asking for anyone who knows anything about this truck or about the suspect, Billy Jack Links, to call them. That number is 1-800-THE-LOST. Alma police say for the first time today, Links is the only suspect. They still have hope that Morgan is alive and they're going to find her and are going to continue to gather more evidence. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Kayla. Well, we continue our team coverage. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams is picking that up of today's news conference at the Alma Police Department.
Yeah, Rachel has more on what police revealed about Billy Jack Links' background and how they linked him as a suspect after all these years. Rachel.
Yeah, what we know right now is that Links was a resident of Van Buren since the late 1970s, and on another occasion, he was caught trying to abduct an 11-year-old girl. And this was just 8 miles away from the baseball field where Morgan was taken from. Links' abduction attempt was just 2 months after Morgan's disappearance, and years later, police resumed investigating this case.
Links was arrested for sexual solicitation of a child on August 29, 1995 in Van Buren, Arkansas. On that occasion, Links tried to lure an 11-year-old girl into his red pickup truck. This was roughly 12 weeks after Morgan's disappearance.
Links was found guilty of sexual solicitation of a child and was sentenced to prison, where he later died in 2000. Now, as police have said, they are still investigating this case. It's ongoing and active, as Morgan Nick is still missing 29 years later. But for now, I'm live in Alma covering news where you live. Rachel Williams, 5 News.
Thank you, Rachel. If you missed any of the press conference on the Morgan Nick case, we will be showing a replay tonight at 6:30 and at 10:35 on 5 News Plus. That'll be after our 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. newscasts on our free 5 Plus app. If you want to learn how to download 5 Plus, simply text the word plus to 479-785-5000. You can also catch the latest details on the case later today on your 5 News First at 4, and of course on your 5 News at 5 and 6.